Hey guys, so today will be the introduction of a new kind of series that I'm willing to stick with this time because there's a bit more stuff I could talk about it when there's a bit more video ideas I can make with it. But it's gonna be called like story time, I guess, or yeah, kind of like story time with Josh, something like that, along those lines. But basically, for this series, I'm just gonna talk about different events that happened in my life, kind of like it's kind of like my randomness vlogs, or I think it was called like nonsense vlogs, something like that. That I might do. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do those anymore because vlogging is hard for me, especially with the school and stuff like that. But for story time, I can kind of have more. I have a lot of stories in mind that I could tell you guys about. But yeah, so this one's gonna be a bit more of a laid back thing, and there you go. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this. But yeah, it's gonna be a bit more laid back, just kind of like telling you guys about just different events in my life. Oh, the shaking a lot. But yeah, so here is the first story time I'm gonna do, or the first story I'm gonna tell you guys about. Okay, so if you don't know about me a lot, but there's something that okay, so first of all, I am bad with people, and I'm socially awkward because I'm kind of like a lot shy. I'm really shy when it comes to certain things. But especially with girls, I am so terrible with girls. You have no idea. So today's story will be about how I am the only dude in my class, and there's a reason behind that, but I'll go into a bit more depth later. So being the only dude in class, so I go to a school called CSE, which is like career. It's basically like it's like an early starter thing. It's like an early college where you kind of like, or with CC, we get like careers. And it's basically like different careers that are in this world, such as medical careers, stuff like that. Well, I'm taking a teaching career, which is basically a lot, if you think about like teaching, it's mostly like a girl's job because, gender roles in America and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm taking teaching because in the future I do want to become a child psychologist, and in CEC I get to work with uh, our preschool which is next door. And yeah, so that's what CEC is about, or what teaching is about. So as I said, teaching is a girl's thing or a girl's job. So it's understandable why I'm the only dude in there, but it's kind of bad for me because knowing me, I am a terrible, terrible person to talk to. And teaching has a lot of group work. Like, I had to work with other people to do to plan lessons for the preschool. I have a lesson on Thursday, or yeah, this Thursday. So yeah, so being the only dude in that class is kind of scary. Not scary, but I kind of got used to it because when I got this class last semester, it was bad for me. I was real like I sat in the corner, so like back a little bit, so kind of like sat in the corner, and I was like, right now my notes stuff like that. So yeah, that was me in back in last semester. But I kind of got used to it. Once you like, I guess, kind of do it more, it gets easier to manage. And I don't know, it's not a bad thing for sure. It's not a bad thing, but it feels weird being the only dude in class along with lots of girls. And knowing girls, they have a lot of problems that they will talk to each other about, and I'm like, yikes. But teaching isn't teaching isn't bad. Honestly, I think it's a really good class. I'm learning how well we learn how to be like parents, or like how like different parenting is, and like social justice, injustice, stuff like that. So it's a very good class, and I do love it. I do like it a lot actually. But yeah, so being the only dude in class sucks, but it's not bad. It could be worse. It could have been like freshman me, where I refused to talk to anyone. But then, like when I think about it now, I realize that like most of my friends at school are girls, so it's really not bad. Honestly, it helps me a lot with talking to people and talking to girls especially. So could be worse, but not bad. And honestly, really not that bad. Oh yeah, so that will be today's story, guys. And I'm sorry that's not as like super dramatic, super exciting. It's just me being awkward and sucking with socials or sucking with being social. But honestly, my life is pretty boring. I mean, I do have some entertaining stories, but they're really personal. So it's gonna take me a bit of more, bit trial and error with this series to like make sure I am comfortable with it and make sure you guys are comfortable with it as well. And I'm once again I'm not sure if I apologize this, but it's like my iPad is like going upwards this way. So for it to look kind of like a bit normal, I have to like stand like this and do it. So I'm not sure if you guys want this or you guys want sitting down in a chair because I'm sitting down this. So yeah, so there's a bit more of a level to it, and yeah, so I'm just gonna hold it like this. But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of today's story time, and yeah, so I have a lot more stories to tell about, my life and just certain things that happen. So prepare yourselves for more entertaining and more of, I guess, amusing stories about my life. But until then, this is JN Alpha, and I'm signing out. Peace out, everyone.